Good morning. The theme of this conference is innovate. Innovation in social impact and in finding ways to work together in changing our world. But unfortunately, one of the greatest injustices to mankind has existed for at least thousands of years and still exists today. Slavery did not end with abolition in the 19th century. The practice actually still continues today in one form or another in every country in the world. From women forced into prostitution, children and adults forced to work in agriculture or factories, or even entire families forced to work for nothing to pay off generational debts. The illegal practice of slavery still blights the contemporary world. According to the International Labor Organization, around 21 million men, women, and children around the world are in a form of slavery. So as we may be familiar with human trafficking, what we may not have known is that the majority of those who are enslaved are exploited for manual economic labor. What that means is that we have had an increase in the globalization of business and supply chains. Many of the everyday products and commodities which we take for granted, like our phones or our clothing, may have involved slave labor somewhere in their production. Each year, roughly 120 million of funding is provided to address slavery, but estimated profit from slavery is 150 billion a year. This isn't a fair fight. We need to find new ways to disrupt illicit slavery markets. This challenge needs to become a priority not just in the social sector, but in the highest level of business and government. Enter Made in a Free World, a nonprofit which saw the need and chose to address this not just through advocacy, but also technology. By partnering with supply chain management professionals and the U.S. Department of State, and by utilizing the UN Standard Products and Service Codes, Made in a Free World designed a software which allows businesses to personally evaluate the risk of slave labor within their very own supply chain. It then will provide useful suggestions in order to mitigate that risk and reduce the slave labor footprint of one's very own business. To date, this innovative nonprofit has engaged over 23 million people in raising awareness about slave labor and has partnered with 33 companies in reducing the use of slavery in their supply chains. This is innovation, an initiative of the social sector to not only raise awareness, but to present cross-sector solutions to make a difference in our world. Being a supply chain management major who aspires to work in international relief, when I found out what Made in a Free World does, I was fascinated. But this is only the beginning. Real social change begins with us, and I believe that's why we're here today.